So Rush Royale has completely changed forever. If you log in today, it looks completely different. Items are gone. Things are changing. So many things are different now. So today, in this video, we're going to go over every little detail that has changed, and we're going to come to a conclusion at the end whether it's better or not. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot better than it once was. So without further ado, let's just make it do what it do. Yes, I do have a second reincarnated Valkyrie, but that's because I got it a little bit early so I can do a little bit of testing in-game and tell you guys how it is. We're not going to cover this in this video, but what we're going to do is we're going to be creating a lot of content over the next couple of days to cover Valkyrie in more detail and see how it works in-game outside of the playtest. But for now, let's go over in detail about all the changes that came about with update 34.0. So now if you go to your main cards page, you'll see that you have a units tab, a hero tab, spells and artifacts, and perks. These two are new, and I think they're going to change the game in more ways than we actually think. Now the hero tab looks the exact same. The units tab looks the exact same. Now here's the exciting part. You go to spells and artifacts, and you have all these here. Obviously, you unlock more the higher your legendarity is. Right now, I don't have everything maxed out, so I'm still missing a bunch of these important ones. But that's okay. The more you grow, the more you unlock, which is to be expected. But let's go over spells. Spells are essentially what you can put here in this hexagon, right? Now, spells can have the chance to completely change your game. So this one right here is what I'm using right now. It's called the Armageddon. It destroys all monsters on the field, deals 35% damage to bosses and mini-bosses, and the cooldown on it is 60 seconds. It almost acts like your hero with a little cooldown, and whenever it's ready, you hit it right next to your hero, and you can use it. Now we'll quickly go over these. This one is a reroll, so after activation, it replaces the last unit received by summoning or merging with a random unit, with a random other unit from your deck. The cooldown on that is 20 seconds. Reinforcements, when the ability is activated, it summons 4 units to the field if it is possible. So if you have more than 4 units on the board empty, you'll be able to get 4 units instantly. So let's say you're out of mana and you need some more units, you hit that, you're good to go. This one is called Merge Cloning, which is actually pretty cool, especially if you use something like Phoenix or a Bard. It creates an identically ranked copy of the last unit received by merging. So let's say you merge 2 max, let's say tier 6 Bards together to get 1 Accordionist. You can hit that and you'll get another tier 7 Bard. Now, granted, I don't know if it's going to be an Accordionist, but you'll get a tier 7 Bard anyway, just in case you need it for their extra damage boost. And that applies, by the way, for anything. Let's say it's a Phoenix, you get a tier 7. Same thing. So this one is Mana Surge. All the mana you receive is increased by 150% for 10 seconds, which is great because let's say you're a little bit later in the game and you know you're not going to be spending as much mana and you're trying to stack. You can hit it, you get 150% extra mana, and you'll be set for the next wave. And it comes back in 40 seconds. This one right here, Absorption Cloning. It creates an identically ranked copy of the last unit that's absorbed, which is good if you have something like Lucia or Scrapper. Works perfect. Or even Flicker. Flicker works the same way too. Oxidation. Now that's pretty cool. It reduces the armor of your monsters on the field by 25%. That's going to come in so handy in the later waves when the monsters have more armor. Now we have Armament. When the ability is activated, the opponent's monster gain 20% armor for 10 seconds, and in co-op it gets reduced, obviously. Again, huge game changer in long PvP games. Recharging, amazing. Instantly restores the hero ability, so now you don't have to have a level 80 legendary or a level 80 hero. You can just have that and you hit it and you instantly get your hero back. And it comes back every 60 seconds, so it's not as good as level 80, but it comes in handy when you really need that extra boost. Armageddon, the one I'm using. So far, I don't know if it's the best or not, but this one's pretty cool. Destroys all the monsters on the field, like I said, and it deals 35% damage to bosses and mini-bosses. Now, I don't know how long it lasts for. They don't really say, but it would be really cool if, let's say, wave 19 or wave 20, when your monsters are so close to the gate, you hit that, clear everything out right before Phantom, and then you can carry that into Phantom to do insane damage. I'm going to be testing that a little bit later. Right now, it's just an overview, but we'll be going over all that a little bit later today. Now this one, market trades. When activated, changes the cost of 5 summonings to follow, increasing it for your opponent by 20% and reducing it by 30% for you, which is actually great. It's exactly the same thing that Summoner does, except on a much higher scale, and you don't need Summoner in your deck anymore. So it's really good. Depends on kind of what deck you're using, but if you need a deck that requires a high cost of summoning, then this could be great. Great Purification. It cleanses 3 units on the field of negative effects right away. So outside of the cleanse that you have, it kind of works like a counterspell, except I feel like it's a lot more efficient. The cooldown on it is 50 seconds, but it cleanses 3 units rather than 1 every time you kill a boss or a mini-boss. So that's it for spells. You get to unlock a bit more. Actually, one more you get to unlock once you hit 1450 Legendarity. But that one is Petrification. It's the most dreaded one, and that's why it's unlocked a little bit later in the game. But it turns 4 random units on the opponent's field to stone for 5 seconds. The stun effect cannot be removed by cleansing, and it's not available in co-op. So it's exactly like the one we had during the old Clan Wars, if you guys remember. The only difference is it only lasts for 5 seconds, so it's not too detrimental, but it could really hurt during Phantom in the later games. But the cooldown being 60 seconds means they can only affect you for 1 Phantom every 60 seconds. So when the waves are 30 seconds, they can only do that effect once, maybe for 1 Phantom, and then you should be clear for 2 more. So we'll test to see how strong that is, but I feel like this is going to come down really to timing, and it's going to be heavily based on skill and perfecting that timing. So I don't think it's going to be broken, but it's going to definitely be strong. Now that's it for spells. I'm only covering the overview of these changes in this video. However, I'll be making more videos going over everything in more detail and how they actually play in PvP. And I'm also going to be covering everything live a little bit later today. So if you're not following me on Twitch, I'll put the link in the description. Make sure you follow me so that way you can come join us when we're live, when we're covering everything in much greater detail. And I'll also be using Valkyrie. So if you want to watch a little bit more gameplay of that, make sure that you hit the follow button and come join me in the stream later today. Now in the meantime, I'm going to cover the perks really quick. So it seems like there's a couple legendary perks, and there's a couple of common perks, or rare perks. So the first one is Faction Crest. All units deal 16% more damage. This bonus is reduced by 3.2% for each unique faction in the deck. So this one is kind of pretty self-explanatory. And again, if you guys have any questions about any of these at all, make sure you put it down in the comments, and I'll be making sure to go over every single comment that you guys put in, and I'll try my best to answer every single one with as much detail as I can. Now this one is Shamanism. When a boss is killed, curses an enemy unit at the end of the round, reducing the merge rank after 5 seconds, and it has a 27.5% chance to curse another unit as well. The curse disappears when a unit is merged in the tile, and it increases the merge rank of an allied unit in co-op. So it kind of works like Pocket Curse. So a lot of these ones you'll notice, they basically took the enchantments and put them in onto your account. So instead of picking your enchantments, now you have the choice to pick what enchantments you want based on the deck that you're using. A lot of things could work differently, but now you have access to all of them instead of specifically having them on your equipment, which I think is a huge bonus. Now this one's Brotherhood. Pretty self-explanatory as well. If a unit has received a negative effect, other units have their damage increased by 8% for 9 seconds. Triggers at most once every 18 seconds. Generosity. Self-explanatory again. 20% chance of returning 50% of the mana spent when you summon a unit. So Abundance, again, same as it was before. However, it's a little bit nerfed because you can't stack it, but you can increase its level. So if you're running 1 Abundance, then that's actually a buff for you. If you're running 2 or 3, then it's a nerf. But again, is it? Because you can have 2 more artifacts. Again, this is a very exciting change. I'm super excited for this one. But the fact that it starts at where to go here? But the fact that it starts at 3.3%, only a level 1, that tells me that it's going to be not so much of a nerf anymore. Now we got Relic of Healing. Creates 4 tiles on the field when a unit is merged within this tile in PvP. It heals bosses and mini-bosses by 5.5% of the current health, and the summon monsters by 11%. In co-op, it damages the monsters 5.5% of the current health, and the tile moves around when a unit is merged inside it. So it essentially works exactly like the witch tile that you get at level 13, I believe. But the mechanic of it moving is the right side mechanic of that witch tile. Relic of Swiftness. This one's a visual bug, but it works exactly like your Amulet of Swiftness, and I'm pretty sure the maximum damage that you can get by merging on the tiles is 30% for the Swiftness. Relic of Time. Creates 4 tiles on the field. Merging units in these tiles accumulates charges. When 8 charges are accumulated in PvP, reduces the attack speed of the opponent's units by 16.5%, and it increases it in co-op by 16.5% for 10 seconds. Pretty good. If you can manage to do this one before a Phantom, you'll be pretty set. Relic of Growth is essentially the Amulet of Growth, and it got nerfed a little bit up to 22%. But again, you can upgrade them and they go up from there. Relic of Summoning. Creates 2 tiles on the field. Once every 17 seconds, units of merge rank 1 are summoned to these tiles. Grey Purification. Cleanses 3 units on the field of negative effects. Wait, hold on. Where are we? Okay, never mind. They moved this back to spells. But that's basically it for the artifacts that I have unlocked currently. But then keep in mind, you need to read all of these and figure out what combination works better for your deck. So far, I have these set up. The Faction Crest, Champion's Tonic, and Abundance. But again, that could vary. I haven't played any games yet, but I think so far that's what would work best for me. But it's going to be a lot of testing and a lot of new learning, a lot of excitement happening. Now, the ones that I don't have unlocked yet, that'll unlock a little bit later for me, I think I already covered Unsinkable. And then we have Morally Grey. When the opponent uses a hero abilities, the damage dealt by your units increased by 11% for 5 seconds. All the stats for these have been nerfed a little bit because you can stack multiple and you can pick and choose what you want. And they now have levels. So the higher you upgrade those levels, the stronger they become. Fan Support. I don't think we've seen this one before. Damage dealt by the damage type units is increased by 1.1% for every unit of a different type on the field. That might be really good. I don't know how this one works yet. And I'm still quite a bit far away from unlocking it, but that might be a good one. And then Gloves of Fury. When the health is below the maximum, 1 to 2 hearts, the damage dealt by all units is increased by 16%? Oh my god. That is a good one. Wait a second. You can combine this one with... Where is it here? With this. And you'll have 16% damage increase throughout the whole game. And you get 16.5 extra mana. And then you can have Abundance. Or instead of Abundance, you can have an Amulet of Swiftness. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of. I'm excited. This is gonna be a lot of testing happening here. It's gonna be good. But essentially, these ones you can upgrade using Essence, and it actually seems pretty reasonable. So the biggest thing that you guys got to keep in mind: all the equipment and everything that you had previous to this update has been converted to what now is perks. When you first log into the game, everything's gonna be 0. You're not gonna see any of this. The only way to get this is by going to your mail, right here. And you'll see the compensation for the conversion of forged items. You click that, and it'll automatically do the compensation for you, and it'll walk you through all the things that have gotten added to your account. So make sure that you go into your mail and hit this, because without it, you don't have any perks. And it was a little bit confusing. I was confused myself too when I did this. So let's go on to the perks. I'm gonna kind of go over them quickly because they seem like they're mainly when you read them, they're pretty self-explanatory. But the perks are essentially your passive abilities. You don't have to worry about them. You don't have to equip them. You don't have to do anything. They work in the background. And you can upgrade them here using your equipment fragments. Sorry, not the equipment fragments. What are they called now? Am I blind? I am. Anyway, they don't show up here, but they're perk fragments, I guess. But they will show up here whenever you're on the perk page. Before we get into the perks, into detail, there's one thing I want to point out. Everything that you've spent in terms of essence, hammers, or fragments on your mythic equipment or your legendary equipment or your rare or common equipment, whether that's to reroll or to create your mythic, has been converted. The fragments have been converted to perk fragments, and you actually receive the essence back that you've spent. And not only the essence, you only get not only the essence, you also get your hammers back. Now that works, like I was saying, for rerolls on your factions or on what you spent on to get your mythics. So again, no money has been lost as far as I can tell right now. It seems like people have spent essence and things when they didn't realize, and now with this update, they realize how much they've spent, and they've gotten a lot back, so that way they can upgrade their spells. So I think that's very cool that they took into consideration everything. Now, I still don't know which ones are going to be the best ones to upgrade, which we'll cover a little bit later in a separate video. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that video, because this is going to be the game going forward, and you want to get the best advice. And you want to basically know what's worth spending your essence on and what's not based on your deck. So before you spend anything, make sure you subscribe and wait a little bit later today for this video to come out so we can cover everything in great detail. Now back to the perks. So this one's mana training. Killing a monster has a 10% chance to grant 33% more mana. That's passive, always working. Mana manipulation. Having a monster killed by another player has a 10% chance to grant the amount of mana altered by 13.5%. Slug acceleration alters the movement speed of monsters on the other player's field, reducing it in co-op and increasing it in PvP. Really cool. It essentially slows down or increases the monsters on the field. Dungeon Trailblazer, increase the damage of your units in co-op mode by 5.8%. That's really cool for those who are trying to play endless co-op. Again, these numbers are for me. They might look a little bit different for you based on the levels of your equipment. So all these levels that you see here are based on your previous equipment and how many fragments you've spent, how many gold you've spent. It automatically got converted to all these perks and all these levels. So if mine look a little bit different, it's probably because I either had a lower level equipment than you did or higher, depending on who's asking. Technology damage training. So this one increased the damage for the Techno faction. This one's for the Magic faction, Light faction, Forest faction, and Dark faction. It's actually really cool because now you can literally use any deck and then you have that passive boost on your account, doesn't matter what deck you play. This one increases the attack speed by 6.8%, depending on the level, obviously. But again, you have that for all your factions, so you don't have to worry about using a certain faction over the other anymore. And then this one right here alters the damage of the other players' units, increasing it in co-op and reducing PvP. This is damage manipulation. And this one is attack speed manipulation, kind of does the same thing. It's 4% for me. And then over here, we got preparing for the events. It basically determines the maximum level of profile perks in the mirror match and masters tournaments. This is put in there to try to make the games a little bit more fair, and I think most of us are going to be close to each other in terms of this number. Don't quote me on it. Let me know in the comments what your level is. Draconic Trailblazer. It increases the unit's damage in Dragon Rift. For me, it's 31%. And then this one, Blessing of the Darkness. While the Dark Domain faction blessing is active, it increases the damage of your unit's faction by 4.4%. This is put into the game to make it a little bit more balanced during the faction bonus, so that way the units within those faction are a little bit stronger than the rest. So you have it for Dark, Forest, Light, Magic Council, and Techno. And yeah, I know I was talking really quick. There was a lot of stuff to cover. And again, if you have any questions at all, put them in the comments. I'll be looking out for comments. I'll be answering everything. I'm here to help. And I think this is a very good change. And I think it's going to be very, very exciting. Now, of course, I'm not going to end the video without getting into a game. And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of Valkyrie really quick in this video. So without further ado, once again, let's make it do what it do. Ooh, okay, we got twins. Oh, what's that purple unit? Wonder what that is. I don't think he's going to play it. So anyway, oh, he is going to play it. Nice. So I'm taking a break from work and I just got a couple of messages. So I was checking on the messages before I get into trouble here. The grind don't stop. Lunch break, I don't eat. Gotta make the Rush content for you guys, because it's a huge update, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited for it. I hope this game can last long enough that I can hit this here. I want to test it out. I haven't tried it yet. I really need this to get upgraded, or this. Unfortunate. Do this. Suicidal. Suicidal. Oh, that's pretty cool. Do this. Damn, Gunslinger is really it's not getting any love today. Can't get a Gunslinger out of a merge, can't do anything. I'm curious to try this for now. Just I'm gonna hit it just to see how strong it really is. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's strong. Come on, give me. Let's go. There we go. Bring this here. Now we're chilling. Can put that over here. Bring that witch up there. Let's do this. Like that. Do this. Beautiful. Let's hit that again.
Célibataire depuis hier, putain. Je peux pas faire d'enfant et bon, c'est pas elle revient. 5 minutes quoi, je t'ai pas insulté. Je suis poli, courtois et
This is no Zeus buff, by the way.
pour les mecs comme moi, vous avez autre chose à faire. Vous m'auriez vu hier, j'étais formidable. Formidable. Tu étais formidable, j'étais formidable. Nous étions formidables. Formidable. Formidable. Tu étais formidable, j'étais formidable. Nous étions formidables. Et tu t'es regardé, tu te crois beau parce que tu t'es marié. Mais c'est qu'un anneau, mec, t'emballe pas. Elle va te larguer comme elles le font chaque fois. Et puis l'autre fille, tu lui en as parlé. Si tu veux, je lui, comme ça c'est réglé. Et au petit aussi, enfin, si vous en avez. Attends 3 ans, 7 ans, et là vous verrez si c'est formidable. Formidable.
Oh my god. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wave 4, 1 billion damage. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm still getting the hang of Valkyrie. This is only my first game with it off of the playtest and with this new dynamic. It seems like it's good. As expected, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's kind of expected. Event units usually come up swinging. Let's add one of these. Merge that. Put that here. Do this, this. Do that. I think we get the max bonus when we get to 150 runes or stacks. Unfortunate that I didn't catch it, but I'll have that upgraded as soon as I hit the mana power up again, so we're good. And honestly, now that this is maxed out, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do this. This. Very cool. Do that. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, this is I'm liking this dynamic. I'm liking these new things that have been I'm liking these new things that have been added to the game. Now granted, I'm using Valkyrie, so this is not really a test. This is just to see how I feel playing this game under the new update. I'm gonna be playing a lot more games with a lot more different units a little bit later. Right now, it's just kind of the quick overview. So if you're not planning on getting Valkyrie, if you don't have Valkyrie, if you don't have these units, don't worry. This is just kind of to get a feel of what the game feels like right now. And first impressions, honestly, feels pretty good. Feels pretty good.
To all the killers in $100 bills, word up. Say it to them niggas. Check this out, it's a murder. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
Pretty good. I do similar damage with my Phoenix, so it doesn't feel like it's too overpowered. Which is kind of crazy. I'm not sure why that's the case. And he quit. But yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed this little overview, please make sure that you subscribe, because I don't want you guys to miss the next couple of videos. They're going to be very important, and they're going to be full of information on what you need to do to get the most out of this update and not waste any resources. So again, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one, and follow me on Twitch, because later today we're going live and covering everything that you need to know in more detail. Catch you guys later.